Hello guys, we are going to discuss SolidWorks in especially the function extrude boss base in some detail today. We are going to start with some of the basic geometry, and we are going to go to some distance with the difficult models compared to this one. To model this, well, these are a couple of boxes basically. You have seen this in lesson 2 in theoretical CAD. The slide is on Blackboard, so if you're a UV student, you can access Blackboard and refer to lesson number 2 from Design, Materials and Manufacturing for this module. There can be a couple of ways of modeling this. So just to read out what I'm looking at on the screen, this is the finished product. This is the box, well, a couple of boxes basically. The front view is here. We have the right hand side view and the left hand side view, and that's the view from underneath. If I wanted to model this in solid view, I will select, or I will produce this rectangle on the let's say on the front plane. I will extrude that out. I can produce this rectangle next to that, and I can extrude that out. But the way I find it really easy to work is if I were to draw these sketches on the right hand side plane and then extrude one of these inwards and extrude one of that outwards, which will give us that geometry. So let's see if we can put that to action. I'm going to start with a new SolidWorks file, and we are going to make up the dimensions as we go. In fact, I'm going to dock my window this side like shown, and I'm going to dock this window here, so we are looking at both of those. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to start on the right plane. I'm going to sketch this rectangle, and I'm going to create another rectangle on the inside. Well, let's just go ahead and create ourselves a little sketch on the right plane using a corner to corner rectangle. And once we are in the tool, I'm going to start drawing from the floor plane up. So I'm going to select and click again to confirm. Press escape to come out of rectangle tool. We know that we need to arrange this rectangle in a symmetric way, symmetric along the right hand side plane. So I'm going to right click this segment here. If you missed it, I'm going to right click this segment, select midpoint, and control select the front plane so that we can make those two entities coincident like so. And if I were to commit to that, I have a mechanism like this. At this stage, I'm going to dimension this box. So I wanted this 50 by 70 millimeters, like so. And now, as we can see, the rectangle is fully defined. It has turned black. I'm going to commit to that and exit the sketch. Now we are in a position to extrude that out. So if you want, we can extrude that coming out of that right plane like so, or we can switch the direction by hitting this icon here, and that will flip the direction of extrude. If you wanted to grow that box equally or extrude that equally on both sides of the right plane, we can toggle the direction 1 to mid plane, and that will give an equidistance relationship between those two faces. So basically we are stretching that rectangle both ways along that right hand side plane. I'm going to type in a value of 80 millimeters. I'm going to confirm that, and that gives us this feature here. As you can see, there is a small box attached at the front face. So I'm going to select the front face, and I can create a sketch at that level. Right click, select normal to, and once again, just as earlier, I'm going to create a sketch like so. I'm going to align the midpoint of that line with the front plane, so there is a symmetric relationship, and I'm going to apply dimensions as shown. So 40 by 30 millimeters. As you can see, it is a fully defined sketch now. It says over here it is fully defined. So I'm going to exit the sketch, extrude that out, and just as earlier, we can flip the direction. It will be pointless to override that material, so I'm going to come out this way. Apply extrusion of 60 millimeters with merge result on. This will merge the newly created body with the existing body. So I'm going to confirm that, and this gives us the part. This is the one we were looking for. Job done. Another exercise where we are provided with an isometric view, a front view, a top view, and a side view here. There are a couple of ways to go for this object, but before we go ahead and model this, there is a feature I want you guys to look at. So if I can start with a new part file, this feature is called extruded cut. So if I have, for instance, a rectangle on the front plane, and I'm going to extrude that rectangle out through a distance. If I were to draw a new sketch on this face here, let's say that sketch is a circle as shown, I can, if I were to click extrude boss base, that's going to add material to that circle. I don't think we want to do that. We are going to take out material. So if I were to drill a hole at that level, I'm going to use this new command called extruded cut. So if I hit extruded cut, it works exactly the same way as extruded boss, but kind of opposite. So it will take away material. So the initial condition, we can have, we can drill from the sketch plane, or we can offset the cutout from the sketch plane. And in direction 1, we can go all the way through like so, or we can specify a blind distance like so. So if I were to toggle that option to all the way through, confirm that, and that gives us a hole at that session, at that level, sorry. I'm going to roll back so I can grab onto the blue line, if I may. And we are actually changing the, we're going back in time basically. So at this point in time, this cut extrude has not happened. So we are rolling back in the past. I can select this face again, and I can create, let's say I want to create a rectangle at that level, and I want to use this rectangle to extrude cut our box. I can specify a blind distance, or I can specify all the way through, and I can confirm that so that we can look at that, so on and so forth. Let's roll back again. If I can select this face, and if I were to draw a circle, let's say at this corner, confirm that, let's see if we can use this circle to extrude cut now. Extrude cut, if the circle is not pre-selected, you may have to select the circle, and you can go applying distance as shown. So we managed to take out the circle from our box. So in this example, we have a couple of ways to go. We can produce this sketch, extrude that out in this distance, at this distance, and we can, looking at it sideways, we can extrude cut that V shape out. Or we can look at it sideways. Again, we can produce a big box. We can chisel out this rectangular section, and looking at it sideways, we can delete this triangular shape here. So let's start with this option here. I'm going to sketch that on the front plane because of the obvious, this is how I want the finished product to look, and that looks pretty in line with the front plane. So I'm going to select the front plane, and using the line tool, starting from the floor plane up, I'm going to sketch a very crude shape. Now at this point in time, I can apply relationships, so I can make that midpoint align with the right hand plane. I want to align this midpoint with the right hand plane. I want to restrain these two edges at the same horizontal level, so I'm going to select that, control select this edge here, and I'm going to go collinear so that those two stay at the same level. And now I can apply a dimension. So that looks like it's 4 boxes. I'm going to double the scale, so from the top to the bottom it's 80 millimeters. The base 100, this height is 20, and I still need to dimension this, which is 60 millimeters. Now at this stage, it is a fully constrained sketch. It has turned black, it says fully defined, so we don't need to constrain that any further. I'm going to confirm that, exit the sketch, and extrude that out. Distance 40 millimeters. It is a good idea to maintain a mid-plane extent so that things are arranged symmetric with our reference plane. So I'm going to extrude that out 80 millimeters. 4 boxes, 80 millimeters. Confirm that. Now to apply this V cut or V shape here, that cutout, I'm going to select this face and create a sketch on that face there. This sketch, it's going to be basically a bunch of lines indicating that triangular shape. I'm going to specify how far that point is from this edge, and by the looks of it, it's 20 millimeters. Confirm that the sketch looks fully defined. I'm going to exit the sketch, go into extrude cut, and extrude that all the way through. And there we have it, finished product.